Now that we've installed the TPS activation wire for the Nitrous system, we need to go ahead and include a TPS resistor wire as well. Now this is important because the newer throttle-by-wire engines, like what's in the 2008 Challenger, have very sensitive electronics, and it's important for us to install this resistor in line with the activation wire of the Nitrous system. This will further isolate the Nitrous management unit and ensure that you don't have any problems with the check engine lights. Now the Zex kit comes with two different options. One is a hardwire switch that requires that you drill a half-inch hole, that's this unit right here, or what we consider the more convenient option and avoids any drilling of holes into your brand new car is our power outlet adapter. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to use the PowerPoint arming switch for this particular installation. It's really simple, just plugs into the cigarette lighter or PowerPoint. The arming switch is built right into the end. We have now run the power wire up through the firewall. Now we're going to connect it to the red wire on the Nitrous management unit. This will provide power for the Nitrous system. One of the unique things about the Chrysler EFI Hemi is that the throttle blades don't actually actuate with the pedal unless the vehicle is running. Now obviously for us to program our Nitrous system, we can't just whack the throttle when the engine's running. So what we're going to do is manually turn the throttle blade to program Zex's Nitrous management unit. But first we've got to remove the air intake to get access to the throttle blade. Now we're ready to program the Nitrous management unit. Now in this car we've already turned the ignition on, but the engine is off. Okay, so now power is provided to the TPS sensors. What we're going to first do now is reach down, and with the arming switch already turned on, we're going to press the push button on the side of the Zex Nitrous management unit. You'll notice the LED is solid red. What that means is that the unit is now in program mode. Now to program on this 08 Challenger, we're going to go ahead and just go in and manually move the throttle blade forward. Now you'll see the LED is now flashing from red to green to off. Once it has done that, it signifies that it has properly learned the program that the TPS sensor just sent over to the Nitrous management unit. We can go ahead and release the throttle blade, and the next process is to go ahead and turn off the arming switch, turn it back on, and that will lock into memory the program we've just taught the computer. Okay, we've gone ahead and turned off the arming switch, turned it back on. This is now locked into the Nitrous management unit, the TPS signal that we just programmed it for. Now that solid green LED signifies that. What we're going to do is a quick functions test. All I've got to do is go up, reach into the throttle body, and rotate the throttle forward. Now you can hear with the clicks, and that solenoid LED light is fluttering. You can hear the solenoids are obviously activating properly. This Nitrous system is ready to go. One of the most important things about running Nitrous is to make sure you have the proper heat range spark plugs in your engine. We've gone ahead and purchased these NGK Iridium plugs. There's 2 steps color heat range than stock, and they got the proper gap for running nitrous oxide. We've taken all the fuel system components, assembled it into our little fuel line tap assembly. We're ready to snap it onto the fuel line. Now one thing I want to let you know about the installation, particularly on these Challengers, is that underneath this area back behind the firewall, the windshield wiper arm assemblies will sweep down in and out. So it's important when we're hooking this up to make sure that the fuel line assembly is sort of laid over to the passenger side of the firewall. And I'll go ahead and show you that. This is now we're snapping on the fuel line assembly onto the factory fuel line. Then what we're going to do is just lay it over the top like this, over to the passenger side. Then tuck this fuel hose underneath this filler assembly. And then snap on this portion onto the male fitting coming off the factory fuel line. There's a little safety connect right there. We just snap that in. And now your fuel line is properly attached and ready for the fuel system hookup for the Nitrous. Now the last thing for our fuel system connection is to hook up the fuel line for the Nitrous system itself. Now on the stock engine, it's with a factory tune-up, it's safe to run about 75 horsepower. But anything more than that, you need to get one of these power programmers. Now we've gone ahead and installed one from Diablo Sport. What's nice about this is not only will optimize the fuel and spark timing when you're not running for nitrous, but when you do want to run the nitrous, this programmer will give us full access to the spark tables for the engine. Now with nitrous, you generally want to retard the ignition timing about 2 degrees for every 50 horsepower worth of nitrous you add to the motor. So on this particular application where we've installed the 100 horsepower jets, we're going to use the programmer to go in and retard the spark timing about 4 degrees across the board. This will make sure it runs safe with the larger amount of nitrous. As you can see, the Zex Nitrous kit is made custom for these Challengers. It's a perfect fit, perfect finish, plug and play nitrous. You got some serious horsepower. We're talking anywhere from 75 to 175 horsepower. That's a whole lot of fun.